Well, welcome back to another episode of Zeon90 Plays Shining Force 2. Alright, we left off with the Shining Force engaging an enemy outside the castle. Let's go ahead and use Chester, who I absolutely hate. He's actually going to be useful for a little bit. Let's keep Sarah in 30 land effect. Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. The rat did 4 damage. The rats are heavy hitters on this, but it's still the beginning of the game, so it's nothing to really worry about. And I forgot to equip his sword. Oh wow, that was I'm an idiot. Yep. Five damage. Good Lord, Chester. So useless. I'm not gonna heal. I don't know why the AI did that, but I don't think I've ever seen the AI make such a bad move. I only did 2 damage even with the sword equipped. And of course Jaha doing 7 damage, saving the day. I honestly don't care if Chester dies. I hate Chester. If I remember correctly, who cares? It's Chester. I hate Chester. Actually, that is still pretty bad. You want to even out your experience and your levels as much as possible, but it's Chester. Who cares? He's gonna get replaced in this playthrough anyways. And this is not like a professional playthrough, this is me just going through the motions for the most part. Only getting damaged by 2. Jaha is a godsend this early in the game. Because you can leash so many enemies against him. Bowie actually starts off pretty weak compared to a lot of, Jaha. And even a little bit compared to Sarah, who's I don't know why they decided to, when they were making this game, why they decided it was a good idea to have you play through basically half of the entire game with only one healer. And in the beginning of the game like this, it's not too bad because you've only got a handful of characters. But as the game progresses, it's going to get more and more noticeable. Oh, and there goes that confirmation. AI is taking turns. This is a pretty sloppy battle, but, well, it's more like a slugfest at this point. But, you know, this does happen from time to time, especially when you overextend stuff like I did. And especially when you get that double turn from the AI. It's pretty bad. Because he might get another double turn right here. Just in case, we're going to go ahead and heal Sarah. Healers also get full XP gains from using healing items as well. The other classes don't. And those huge rats are countering like there's no tomorrow. Bowie's defense actually doesn't go up very much until the later parts of the game, and especially until after he promotes. Because until now, he's a bit of a glass cannon for the most part. But he makes up for it with having high HP and decent attack. So, but I think it's good to have a main character that's vulnerable. It actually does make the game a bit more challenging in some respects. Okay, let's look at everybody's items. Let's go ahead and heal up these guys. Well, actually, your team fully heals itself and fully restores magic power at the end of every battle. But you have to go here and pay some gold. And it's based on their level. So the higher your character's level, the more gold you have to pay out to revive them, which I think is a very good mechanic, and I think it's something that we should see in other RPGs of its ilk. I'd really like to see this kind of game brought back in modern times. You know, better translation, updated graphics, updated battle mechanics. Now this is Grand Seal. The Castle of Grand Seal. Over here is a rival nation's castle. Nothing you can really do here right now. To the south of Grand Seal is a shrine, but we're not going to visit it just yet. We'll visit it later in the game. And this is Yule. Healing Seed. That's actually really useful this early in the game. Healing items are pretty useful, I'd say, up until the mid part of the game. After the chess battle, they start losing their usefulness. But that's around the halfway. That's basically the halfway point in the game, and that's around the time when you should get your second healer. And as we can tell, Yule's a very peaceful town. This guy knows Hawel, the guy we're trying to look for. He's kind of a screwball. He lives northwest of this village. Oh, wow. Galam. I think that's how you say it. Galam. Maybe. Many Galam soldiers asked me where Hawel lives. How? Why is he so important? He's just an old man. When I was a kid, I used to call this Mr. Lemon. It's actually Limon. Mr. Limon. I mean, it's not really lemon, is it? Good lord. I like how she says that right next to him. Okay, it's battle number 3. And I'm gonna overextend again. I don't care. It's Chester. We all know how I feel about Chester at this point. This battle introduces the huge bat. It's the first glass cannon of the game that you encounter as an enemy type. Most flying units are. The problem with the huge bat, though, is that he can put. If I remember right, he can either poison you or put your units to sleep instead of a critical hit, which on harder difficulty like Super is a bit of a godsend. Anything that reduces enemy damage at any time it's a pretty good deal. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here. I'm going to attack with Sarah. Try to milk that XP as much as I can. We're gonna have Bowie go after the ooze again. Level 4. That puts him a lot higher than Chester in the lot, but that's okay. Even a critical hit, he only does. Chester, you're useless. But he is level 2, so he should at least be level 3 or 4. And I'm going to want just about everyone on this team to be level 4 before the next battle. It's a good idea to get all of your characters to level up at least once or twice in every battle. If you at least keep them leveled up at least by 1 level per battle, you're doing good. It helps you deal with the increased enemy strength in the next battle. The difficulty of this game is pretty consistent, aside from a few boss battles. It's not a very difficult game, especially when you compare it to games like Fire Emblem. Games like that are made more challenging by the introduction of like new mechanics and a new enemy class, not necessarily a continuing increase of enemy stats and stuff. Because the stats in this game will get pretty crazy, especially with the final boss. His stats are pretty high, especially his health bar. Now, healing very early with Sarah is actually pretty important. Okay, good. I was hoping that was within range. And as you can see, that bat did more damage than the rat does, and that's normal of flying units. Most flying units do more damage than regular ground units, but they also take more damage. So it's a double-edged sword. They're class cannons. All right, this should give Chester the level up he needs. Oh, Chester got a medical herb. Sweet, free item. That's pretty rare, actually. Not a lot of enemies drop items. It's extremely rare. Counters are actually pretty rare, too. You don't see a lot of that. Ah, just out of reach. Now I'm probably going to have Chester or Jaha kill this one. Unless Chester can kill it now. No! And of course they can't, because it's Chester.
Finish him!
And he got a second attack. Oh!
Fatality.
He stuck the landing. Oh, good for him. Keep these guys at 30. Let's go ahead and heal Chester. milk that healing XP. It might not seem a lot, but it you get about roughly 10 XP for every time you heal, which adds up quite a lot. So, okay, almost everyone's level 4. Sarah's probably almost level 4, as is Chester. So that's not bad. Alright, this looks like Hawel's place. I think this is the only time you get a sad theme, when someone joins the Force. Now magic actually starts off pretty good in this game, but as the game progresses, magic just lags behind physical attackers. It still has its uses, but it'll never be quite as good as you know, just straight up brawlers like Jaha and Bowie. Bowie does learn some magic though, eventually. We're going to want to give the best healing items to Sarah so she can maximize that HP gains. We don't really want to give much to Jaha or Bowie since we want them always attacking. They're going to be our main damage dealers as well as Kazan. Kazim. I have no idea how to say these people's names.
Come on, man.